all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Good morning. Weather watch alert. The big chill is on. It's almost here. We'll break it down for you coming up.
We got developing news this morning in Wethersfield as crews battled a house fire overnight. Brooke Griffin is standing by for a live report.
And it is Groundhog Day. Will Phil or Chuckles see their shadows? So we'll have all those details ahead. First at 6, we are in a weather watch alert for an Arctic blast coming our way. It's going to be here soon. We're going to get you all the information you need. Good morning. Thanks for being with us, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Granted, it's cold out there right now, but you've seen nothing yet. Imagine taking the temperatures we have now, which are about where they should be, finally, and then drop them by, what, 20 degrees?
A little more than that.
At least.
A little more than that, Matt Scott, and that's not even accounting for the wind chill.
That's the only time this morning we're going to say the word higher.
Yeah, really, wow.
Yeah, good morning to you both. Good morning to you at home. You know, we are talking about some dangerous stuff on the way. Wind chill warnings are up now. Friday front's going to send the numbers tumbling. We're looking at wind chills between 10 and 25 below. Look, you're going to see two colors on this map. I'm going to show it to you all morning. I'm going to tell you it's all the same. Wind chill warning in effect for the northern counties. Wind chill advisory for the southern counties. I wish they would get this organized a little better. The bottom line is we're looking at dangerous wind chills that could lead to frostbite if you're outside for an extended period of time and unprepared. 20 degrees is seasonal in Hartford, 21 in New Haven, upper teens in the Litchfield Hills, which feels like 12 in Torrington, 12 in Putnam, 18 in Chester. That's not bad. Mostly clear skies out there this morning. Big, beautiful full moon brightening up the skies. Not a lot to worry about today. It is seasonal with temperatures pretty much where they should be now and pretty much where they should be later on. And that's the last time we're going to say that, too. We'll talk about the weekend forecast, how long this cold lasts. That's coming up in a few minutes. Tim, over to you.
Well, at noon, the state's severe cold weather protocol goes into effect.
It's a good reminder to take the temperature seriously because this extreme cold can be very dangerous. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Rocky Hill now with more on what you need to know to stay safe. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Well, that mild winter doesn't feel so mild anymore. I heard you guys talking just a few minutes ago about how if we think it's cold now, it's only going to get worse, and it's a little hard to imagine because we're not used to these kind of temperatures in the morning so far this winter, so I'm definitely feeling it. But as Matt said, the dangerous conditions are on the way. So today at noon, Governor Lamont is enacting the state's severe weather protocol, and that is really used to protect the most vulnerable populations across the state to make sure that everybody is staying warm. So what can you do? Well, you can call 211 to get a full list of all the warming centers in the area near you. And there's warming shelters open all over the state, and in some cases, the state will even provide transportation to that warming center. With the cold weather that's expected, frostbite can develop on uncovered skin in as little as 30 minutes. Spending a lot of time outdoors is not only dangerous, but in some cases it could be fatal. Now, the state uses a severe weather protocol to protect the most vulnerable populations during the weather that we're going to be seeing soon. And it's also a good reminder to check in on your friends and neighbors, especially the elderly. Now, as for staying warm, if you do need to head outside, make sure you bundle up. Jackets, warm pants, hats, gloves, scarves. And in your home, make sure you keep the thermostat at a temperature where your pipes can't freeze, so at least 58 degrees when it's this cold outside. And if you choose to keep it on the colder side, open up your cabinet doors where your faucets are so heat can get to those pipes. And put something under the door to block the cold from coming in. And of course, be cautious with space heaters since they can be a fire hazard, to make sure they're not left unattended. So for more information on the warming centers, again, you can call 211 or you can go right to our website, fox61.com. The website for 211 is listed on there. So we'll continue to keep you updated out here. But for now, Tim and Erica, back over to you.
All right,
Lindsay, thanks. Stay warm.
As the cold weather approaches, make sure to download the Fox 61 News and weather apps to stay on top of it all.
And time to check out the roads now. Lauren's Lindsay has has the very latest for
Hey,
us.
Lauren.
Good morning to you both, Tim and Erica. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Taking a look at our Hartford drive times, things are looking great this morning. 91, 84, Route 2 in and out of the capital city, all moving just fine as of right now. Taking a live look over the Bulkley Bridge, traffic moving in and out of the capital city. Very light to moderate volume out on the roadways. No delays, incidents, or crashes to report. Good news over there. In the Waterbury area, we did see a little bit of a delay on the westbound side of I-84. That has since cleared. Traffic is moving freely, and as we move down into New Haven and Fairfield County, things are looking good on 91 and 95. Taking a live look, we're starting to see that volume really start to ramp up. Bridgeport to Fairfield, you could see those extra cars out on the roadways. You'll definitely start tapping the brakes coming up at 6:30. We'll check in again on the roads. Guys, I'll send things back over to you. Good morning.
Lauren, thank you. 6:05, developing overnight, a family forced out of their home after it caught on fire.
Yeah, so let's get right out to Fox 61's Brooke Griffin. She's got more on what we know at this point. Brooke, good morning to you.
Good morning to you both. Within the last 30 minutes or so, this scene has actually picked back up. If you were watching an hour ago, there really wasn't anybody here. This was a really dark area where this house fire happened overnight. But within the last half hour or so, some of those hot spots within the roof of the home, the lower roof of the home, ended up catching back on fire. Now, it was brief and it was small, but they did bring the fire department back out here. You can see that they're kind of wrapping that back up now. They were able to get those spots out. But there was pretty much nobody here at the time, but now again they have brought some crews back out just to monitor this situation. Now this is after Wethersfield firefighters told me that the family that lives inside this home thankfully got out okay, but as you can see, their home is just destroyed. That fire did unfortunately rip through their home. They say that happened just before 1 o'clock this morning when they were called out to Apple Hill Road for a house fire. When they arrived, they say the home was engulfed in flames, but they were able to get it out within about an hour or so. Crews tell me the family who lives here was able to get out with any injuries. They say no firefighters were seriously injured either. Crews tell me working in these kind of harsh temperatures is just always difficult for them, and it's dangerous due to the water freezing on the ground, creating slick spots that they could step on, or even crews just being exposed to the cold for too long. But again, thankfully nobody in this situation, in this fire, was hurt. I am still waiting to get all of the official details from investigators. We are still waiting on a call back, but they say that they are going to be out here for several hours, just making sure that they can get those hot spots out, since again they did kick back up now within the last 30 minutes, and that it's been a few hours since that fire even began and then was put out originally. But they say investigators and the fire marshal will both be out here today trying to figure out the cause of that fire. They want to see why and how this started in the first place, to see what ended up displacing that family out of their home. Live in Wethersfield, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61 News.
Okay, Brooke, thank you. Hopefully everybody can fight that fire safely. It is a problem in the cold. All right, moving on at 6:08, family and friends of a man who was killed gathered in East Hartford last night to remember him. They held candles and sang songs and talked about 70-year-old George Tedekwarshi. Police said he was killed by a hit-and-run driver at Main and Pitkin Streets back in January. At the memorial, people said George lived in East Hartford for many years and was an active member of Ghanaian organizations in Connecticut. They also shared memories of the type of man he was.
He was a gentle giant, quiet, affable, very easy to talk to, and there is nothing negative you can say about this guy.
Mr. George Tedekwarshi was a brave man, very brave, very courageous, always ambitious.
Well, Safe Street advocates said that George's death underscores the need to make streets safer for pedestrians.
People across the world, family and friends of Tyre Nichols came together to remember and honor his life. The 29-year-old young man died after he was beaten by 5 Memphis police officers during a traffic stop. Yesterday, a funeral was held for him as people came to say goodbye.
Tyre was a beautiful person, and for this to happen to him, it's just unimaginable.
We have to fight for justice.
Yeah.
We cannot continue to let these people brutalize our kids.
The Reverend Al Sharpton delivered his eulogy and called for changes to policing.
You don't stand up to thugs in the street, becoming thugs yourself. You don't fight gangs by becoming 5 armed men against an unarmed man. That ain't the police, that's punks.
Vice President Kamala Harris and the family members of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor were among those in attendance at Nichols' funeral yesterday.
This is a family that lost their son and their brother through an act of violence at the hands and the feet of people who had been charged with keeping them safe.
Right now, there is an effort to bring back the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. The White House says President Biden will also be pushing for the bill during a meeting with Congressional Black Caucus members on Thursday.